Sorry, I'll just getting this stuff all set up. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the stream. I don't really have any objectives of the stream. I'm just kind of chilling. You guys can ask questions if you want. Maybe we can code. But as you can see, in the background, my wife surprised me today with some balloons. And then let me go to big screen. And then on the wall, whoa, on the wall, my kids picked out some 100K posters that I stuck onto the wall. Hard to get these things like all in camera view, but I'm doing the best I can. Not sure how I feel about having my whole screen up here. Let's just go back to the code view. But I hope you guys are having a good day today. Any giveaways? Nope. I got nothing to give away. Guess I could do like coupon codes for my course if you guys want coupon codes. But that's all I got for you all. Will ChatGPT mess full stack dev jobs? Maybe one day. I don't think it's there yet, but maybe one day. Thank you, Janus Mucky. Muck? I think it's Mucky. Yeah, so did you guys have like, I don't even know what to do on the stream. I just figured my wife just bought me all these balloons. And I got my little award on the right here, so I figured I might as well just do a live stream. I might just do like a review on all the stuff I published. We can just kind of go down a trip of memory lane. For those of you who haven't been with me from like the start. Thank you all for the congrats. Thank you, Juan Camillo. LOLZ man 112. Thank you so much. G Nick says, how to become a good front end. I mean, really good. What project should I build to get a job? I mean, the only way to get good is just build stuff. So like I would just find existing projects. Like for example, go to twitch.com, go to youtube.com, go to any of the social media sites and just try to build out a replication of that. I think that's good experience. And if that feels like too daunting for you, then I would probably just start with like widgets. How do you build an accordion widget? How do you build, what else is there? Like a header, a side nav, a footer, like get the basics down. Hey man, congrats. Any tips about committing to project? Always start one, but never finish. I mean, I start one every week and I'd never finish it. So I don't know how to answer that question. I guess you can treat it like a job and just like try to invest 30 minutes or an hour every day to work on it. But I got the same problem. I can't seem to finish my side projects, but at the same time, I like jumping around so I can get different perspectives of what I can teach on this channel. So it works out for me. My lack of staying focused actually works out for me in this channel because I can like learn new things and show you all what I learned along the way. Need to make this a little bit bigger. Hold on. All right, we got a little side view going on. I'm not sure how to like, my camera is so zoomed in on my face. I don't like it, but I don't know how to zoom out my iPhone. Let's see. No one's talking on Twitch, so I might as well just go over here and show the YouTube chat. What's up, everyone? Bearded Bear, welcome. You can give away love to your supporters. Let's see. What future plans do you have with this channel? Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm like not reading these correctly. Write a heap sort algorithm. I'm good. I don't think I'm gonna. I might not code at all on this stream. If the chat dies down and people are bored, I might start coding. And it'll probably be me working on my side project. So I might actually stop the stream and then start a new stream just to work on that so that I have like a separate video I can publish for that. What future plans do you have with this channel? I don't really have many plans. I just want to keep on teaching you all. That's like the original goal is like, can I make content to teach people how to code? Yeah, that's my plan. So I recently started making custom thumbnails. I wanted to kind of test the waters with custom thumbnails and I made a community post about them. I did do custom thumbnails a while back, like back when I had like 10,000 subscribers. And I found that when I just let YouTube pick the thumbnail for me, I got much more views. But now that I have 100,000 subscribers, I'm just experimenting. Like if I actually start doing custom thumbnails again, if people are scrolling through YouTube and they see that I have a video that has like, 2,000 views because my subs watch it, are they more likely to click it because it has one of my poorly designed custom thumbnails? Let's see. Taylor says, congrats, dude. Found you a month or so ago. Locked into the videos now. Cool. Thank you. Hey, currently I'm looking for practice opportunities in Lithuania. Which projects would you suggest me to do? Also, I noticed that most of them are 3 months of unpaid practice. Do you think that's fair? I don't think unpaid work is fair, personally, but every country is different. If that's like the only path you can find to get into the industry, then sometimes you just have to take it. But Juan says, tell us, how did you start making videos? Yeah, I'll probably actually show you, like, let's just load up my channel. Let me reorganize my stuff. All right, here is my channel. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna kind of walk you through memory lane of all my videos and just see if there's any more outstanding questions real quick. Hey, have we got something new for upcoming ship event on the 1st of May, Next.js? Do you think that app directory will come out of beta? I haven't been paying attention to the news. One thing that you guys have probably noticed by now is that I don't really try to live on the bleeding edge of like news and updates and stuff. That's why I still use the pages directory, because I'm not a fan of like using beta stuff. I'm out of the loop with like the hip stuff. I just don't care. I personally just don't care. I just want to like slowly learn new things and build stuff with it. But yeah, I hope they do come out of beta, because if they do, I will start using the app directory. I think you can start using the app directory now. I mean, it's been around for a while now, so I don't know why they still have it in beta. Maybe they're still trying to work out the React server components a little bit, but I'm hoping they announce something. I'm assuming they're just going to announce more products that Next is working on. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. I have issues with time management too. Don't we all? Yep. Congrats, Cody. You really helped me a lot getting a basic understanding of React. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Laurie says, congrats on 100K, Cody. Off to 200. Yep, that's the goal. Oh, hey, James. James Perkin just dropping in to say, hey, congrats again. I will give a shout out to James Perkin. He's another YouTuber. James Perkin. Perkins, I'm sorry. Go check him out. Excuse me. Go check him out. He's got some good content. I will post a link to his channel right now. Go give him a subscribe for me. You should do a cooking live stream, cooking with Cody. I don't know how to cook much of anything. I kind of cook like, I've been cooking some beef burritos lately. But other than that, it's like, I'm kind of lazy. I don't like cooking. Someone says they love the thumbnail of the new video. Good. Okay, well, I mean, I'll keep doing the thumbnails, the custom thumbnails for a little bit and see like how much they change the click-through rate. I don't really try to do much analytics on my videos though. Let's see. Any thoughts on trying Firebase? I think I've heard you mention that you haven't looked into. I haven't touched Firebase at all. I'm assuming it's good. I just haven't had a chance to really like check it out. I hear people say that it's like vendor lock-in when you use it, so it makes me kind of cautious. And I'm so used to using SQL, and I think SQL's fine, that like I don't have a good reason to switch over to Firebase. And then as far as auth, like Next.auth gives you like the authorization that I kind of want, or the authentication I kind of want. Any thoughts on trying Firebase? I think, oh yeah, I just read the one. I'm sorry. Proud of you for your 100K. Proud that you chose my VS Code theme for your videos. Wait, are you the guy who makes the bearded theme? Bearded bear. It is. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you have a great theme, so thank you so much for making that theme. And your icons. I feel like I feel like a celebrity just joined my Zoom. I mean, not my Zoom. Join my chat. This guy made a really cool theme that I love using in my videos. What Mac do I use? I'm using the M1 Air. I like it a lot. Really helps. Newman says, best real developer channel. Congrats, man. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words. Did you move from React to Vue? I did not. I mean, I published a couple of videos about Vue, and I really like Vue, but let's be honest, I code full time in React, and a majority of my subscribers use React and Next, so I'm not going to just switch my content, although I would really love to use Svelte or Vue. It just doesn't make sense as far as like if I want to grow a YouTube channel and not alienate half of my existing subscriber base. My stream is buffering. Yeah, I don't know how to work this stuff. I wish I was as like up to speed on technology and streaming as like, I don't know, Theo and other people, but I just don't know how the streaming stuff works. I need to like sit down and like watch videos of learning how to like optimize my stream. Maybe I need to reduce my kilobytes or something. I don't know. But I did turn off my preview. I think my CPU is getting a little bit overworked, so I turned off a OBS preview so I can like not use as much CPU. Have you considered using Remix in the past? What made you pick Next.js as your main framework? I kind of just picked Next.js because a lot of other people are using it, and it's just kind of been going that way, right? I don't like to switch around. Like once I pick something, I just stick with it, and I'm more focused on building stuff. I'd rather just be able to build an actual like SaaS product or build something than to keep jumping around on new stuff. Teddy Aber gave me a 10 NOK donation. I'm sorry, I don't even know what NOK is. What country is that from? The NOK currency. Norwegian krone. Interesting. Well, thank you so much for that donation. I appreciate it. Through Firebase's vendor lock-in, also document DB is weird. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't spent time looking in the Firebase. Is your course beginner friendly? I mean, can I follow the course with basic understandings of Next and Express? To be honest, I mean, if you watched any of my like videos where I'm like building something live on stream, that's basically what I do in my course, except for I do it for 6 hours. I'm literally sitting down and like building a full-on SaaS product on stream, and I walk you through with nice diagrams. So if that's something that you think, like if you watch my content and you think you can follow along with the next stuff I currently put out, then yeah, I think my course will work for you. Yeah, so on OBS, I keep getting encoding overloaded. I need to go look up what that actually means. But, give me 1 second. By the way, I just made a discount code for 60% off my course. I put it in the chat. Just for anyone who is interested, this will be like when I end the stream, I'll delete the coupon. It feels weird doing self-marketing, but I mean, that's kind of like what it boils down to when you make content, I guess. All right, let's see what else we got here. How long does it take you to make a complex website? I mean, it could take a while. I've been working on my project at work for like almost four and a half years now. It's become quite complex. I'm a junior backend developer living in the South, and your videos have helped me a lot. Thanks. Awesome. Glad to hear that. Dark Side Danny, by the way, quick question. As a junior developer, are there any issues using IntelliJ IDEA or any other IDEA besides VS Code? Can that be an issue? I don't think so. I think if you're just proficient at whatever IDE you want to use, you should be good, right? Yeah, the only issue I have with the M1, I wish it had a little bit more power. Like the M1 Air that I'm using. When I'm streaming and I have like OBS preview going and I have dual monitors going, it starts to slow down a little bit. When I'm just like recording a video for my channel, like it works perfectly fine. But I've noticed on live streams, and especially when I have VS Code on like a bunch of TypeScript, I can tell the slowdowns are happening. Maybe I should switch over to Vim. Maybe I wouldn't notice these slowdowns. Let's see. How long have you been doing web dev? Your content is slamming. I like that. Thank you for calling my content slamming. I appreciate that. I've been coding since 2013 professionally, and then I got into web development in like at the end of like 2014. Maybe it was like the beginning of 2015. I started off with like Java and like enterprise Java, Java Beans, Elasticsearch. I think we used Chef. Was it Chef or Ansible to provision like VMs on an internal like data center? A lot of Java stuff. And then I got bored of that and I'm like, I can't do Java anymore. I switched over. Like, I really wanted HTML and JavaScript, so I found a web dev job that was doing Angular. And I just been doing web dev ever since. Let's see. I heard Windows is a lot better for streaming. Yeah, I mean, it probably might be. A lot of the gamers on Twitch use Windows. I don't know anything about your channel yet. It just popped up in my suggestions. Always looking for different perspectives. Subscribed. Well, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Taylor says, fair enough. The vendor lock-in isn't any different from using AWS services. You can use them all the Firebase SDKs and are locked in from there. But you can use the other GCP services. Yeah, I mean, as long as you have a way to export your data, I think you're fine, right? I don't think lock-in's an issue if you can export your data. If there's no clear-cut way to like basically migrate all your data off your database into like Postgres or something, then that's when I'd be very concerned about lock-in. Because if your data is stuck in their system and they decide to triple their price on you in like next year, you're screwed, because now your entire SaaS product or product is dependent on their service and there's nothing you can do about it. You're just stuck there, other than like spending a bunch of time like writing your own scripts to like try to get that data off. How to master how data flows during classes and objects. I don't know. I guess you just have to practice it. Privet from a UCOT residing currently in Moscow. Cool. I don't know what those words mean, but hopefully they're good. Thank you. Oh, hey, what's going on, Dev? Let me give a shout out to Dev. So here's another YouTuber. He's also a Twitch streamer. I'll put the link to his channel, Dev Agrawal. I don't know if I pronounced your name right, so I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but he knows his stuff. He seems like he's really talented and knows a lot about engineering. So check out his link. Go to his YouTube, go to his Twitch, give him a sub. Cool guy. I like watching his streams. They're just really chill, and I like the music that he plays in the background of his streams. I have 2 internships, one in big firm doing only Java with their internal framework on top of Java, or 2 Angular plus Spring. I'm looking for stability and work-life balance. Choice. I have 2 internships. I'm not really sure, because the options you gave me are just like tech choices. So I don't know if any of those are really like related to stability. I think it's more of like the company. Like, you're going to have to judge the company. And I don't know, are you working with 2 different internships right now? I'm not really sure what your question is, but I would use your gut instinct and figure out which company seems like they give you the better life balance. Thank you for your content. Hi from UAE. Dude, am stacked in tutorial hell, bro. I shifted my career and joined a coding bootcamp, and I was really excited about it. Then I stalked in tutorial hell. Yeah, you got to build stuff. Like, tutorial hell's real. The issue with tutorials is that people walk you through, like holding your hand the entire way, and then at the end of the tutorial, you don't even know what you're doing. It's like someone's like riding the bike for you the entire time. It's like, you got to get on the bike, you got to fall a couple times, you got to sit there and spend 16 hours trying to debug an issue to realize that you just forgot a semicolon or that you just forgot to put like an arrow function or something. Those are the real things that really help you become better. I apologize, y'all. I'm so slow at getting through comments, but I actually like to like answer your questions. So, what's your favorite VS Code extensions? I mean, I like Bearded Theme just for the theming. As far as extensions, like Git Lens is like critical. Oh, my stream is buffering. Hold on. Yeah, Git Lens. What else? Under client. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Oh, Airlens. Airlens is like one of my favorite. Everything else is just like, I could live without it. Unless it's like a language extension or prettier. Like those are things you're kind of, you got to have. But yeah. What makes you choose Apple laptops over Windows one? I would say that the keyboard and trackpad on the MacBooks have been the best like typing slash user experience I've encountered. I used to use Windows. I used to use like a mechanical keyboard with like the loud clicking clanky noises when you type. I thought I was like a superhero when I was like typing on that keyboard. And then my work sent me a work laptop that was Mac, and I'm probably never going to go back to like a desktop computer with like a mechanical keyboard. It's just these keys are so responsive. They're so easy to press in. I just like it. As far as the OS, I do like how Mac is like, what is it, Unix under the hood. So like a lot of the commands that you can run on Linux basically work on Mac. Windows I know has that support now, but back then like Windows did not have a good way to like run the same commands. Thoughts on your experience with MainTime? So far it's okay. I haven't spent a lot of time to give it a solid review, but I do like how they have a lot of components, so I will give it that. Mantra Beats, that's actually crazy. You can do all that on the M1 Air without having a fan running. Yeah. Now that you point that out, I like how there's no fan. I don't hear anything spinning up, and like sometimes my computer will get warm, but one of the biggest challenges I'm facing that you cannot find a job opportunity without past experience here. What are your recommendations to get through this? You help me a lot with live coding. Yeah, see, I don't really have good advice for hiring. I've been kind of like sticking with the same company for the past like 7 years, 8 years. But I think connections, if I had to answer that question, I would say like make sure you have a lot of connections, because every job that I've gotten has been through some type of connection. It's someone that I know recommends me a position. I come into the interview and they hire me because they like me. I haven't even like, when I was first looking for jobs, I don't even remember sending out that many resumes. This was back in like 2013. But the first job I got was because I did like a presentation to a company during like some undergrad research. And I basically just sent my resume to that one person, and they sent me what's it called? They sent me a job offer letter like right after. And then the current job I'm at, I got recommended through my brother's friend, who is also a developer. So I would say try to connect with people. Don't know if that's the advice you want, but I think that's the best advice I can give, to be honest. I started learning Svelte because I just had a bad impression of React from Reddit. It is all mental, really. Is that going to be a big difference for landing my first job, or will I be fine? I think it depends. I mean, like, every company is going to put different emphasis on the tech that you have. Some people are going to be like very ignorant and be like, oh, you don't know React, why would I hire you if you use Svelte? Other people will be open-minded and like actually be real people and be like, oh, I mean, you understand how state works in Svelte, right? You understand how like events work in Svelte. Then you could probably learn it with React. But yeah, I think there might be more job opportunities with React. So if you started with React, I think it would probably put you in a better position a little bit. Let's see. In my previous, I got 1 year experience with Angular, but now I've realized that Angular jobs are just scarce compared to React jobs. Should I switch to React? All I can say is that React and Node and AWS has paid my bills for the past like React has paid my bills for the past like 4.5 years. AWS has paid my bills for the past like 7 years. And Angular for like 2 of those years. So I don't know. Stream kind of laggy. It's still laggy, huh? These might be really old comments. I'm going to try to power through these real quick. Watch the video earlier, top left. Please make a video. Yeah, I'll try to make some more T3 stack videos. It was a random rock music compilation I found on YouTube. LOL, thanks a lot, though. You definitely seem like a rock fan. I used to listen to like death metal and hard screamo rock. I like indie rock. Now I just listen to like electronic music, like liquid drum and bass. What else do I listen to? Chill hop. Those are my go-to. I'm coding now. Chill hop and liquid drum and bass. If I need like an upbeat thing, the liquid drum and bass is my go-to. I also used to listen to trance. But before that, before my like electronic days, it was all like rock and like Modest Mouse, Darkest Hour, As I Lay Dying, Tool. Yeah, I can't remember the other ones. Yo, Dario, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Congrats, thank you all, clarifying a lot of things for me. Next.js is not a real backend framework. Congrats on WebDev Cody. Meet top lad. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay, Coding Oak. That might be a ban-worthy comment, to be honest. I'll give you one warning, but switch to React. Switch to React for your sanity as well. Actually, no, I'm just going to give you a timeout for that one. Switch to React for your sanity as well. Where is course link? Yeah, I can give you the course link. There, I paste it in the chat. Do you put YouTube stream in low latency or ultra high latency? I'll go check. I don't know if I can change it as I'm streaming right now. Is it still kind of laggy? Is my stream kind of laggy still? Stream health, shopping, viewer activity, stream settings, stream latency. My stream latency is on low latency. I don't know what that means. Should I be normal latency? I don't know if it's so the issue is like I can tell my CPU is probably getting overworked because I have like 2 monitors set up and I have OBS preview sometimes turned on so I can see like to make sure like stuff is in view. Let's see. Should I be an expert in React? I don't think you need to be an expert in React. I like your style and congrats, mate. Thank you so much. Do you put your YouTube stream in lowly? Oh, I'm sorry, I already read that one. Yeah, Josh tried coding. He popped up on my feed, and I watched his video. I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna blow up soon. This guy's gonna be like, he's gonna way cross 100K soon. Like, he's gonna blow up. And it's funny because I'm watching his videos, like, oh yeah, I'm learning a lot from him, and then he's leaving comments on mine saying I'm in like kind of been helping out his learning path as well. At least I think that's what he said. So it's funny how we all just like learn from each other. You on an M1 or M2? I'm on an M1. But again, like if I'm not streaming, it's perfect. Like this is an awesome computer. I love it. I've become so much more productive using this thing. I haven't tried the M2 at all, so I don't really know. Thank you so much for the congratulations, Thomas Rugaputh. How many React knowledge should I have before we're learning Next? I mean, you should probably know state, you should probably know contact, you should know how to make components, how to like pass props to components. You should be good at your effects, like use effect at least. I don't think memo is that important when you're dealing with Next, but I mean, I would say just try Next. Just try Next and see, like, are you getting caught up on stuff? If you are, then maybe, you know, tone it down a little bit and go back to React and make sure you understand what's going on. Thanks for answering my question. Reddit is a terrible place to get advice from. I could see that. Any suggestions for a beginner in programming? I started learning JavaScript and Angular so far. Just keep building stuff. What's up, Brent? Brent and Daria showing their support. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, like, yeah, Tool, the band. Like that, I used to just listen to Tool on repeat. Like Lateralis. Right in 2 is like one of my favorite songs from Tool. There's a recent one, like I know they don't make music anymore, but like, what was the latest album? Rosetta Stoned. That's it. That song is like phenomenal. Rosetta Stoned. Go listen to that song. You'll be blown away with like how progressive that entire song is. Cool. I'm glad to know that my live stream is relaxing. Hello, love your content. Thank you so much. In your current role, is it more DevOps or app development? When the project first started, it was a lot of DevOps. Like I was kind of in charge of setting up the CI/CD pipeline with Circle CI. At first, we started with Jenkins, and we had to write Terraform scripts, like spin up and manage and configure a Jenkins machine. And then we decided, hey, let's just pay a service that does this type of like stuff for us. So we switched over to Circle CI. I kind of built out all the YAML scripts for getting our stuff built, tested, and deployed. I worked on all the Terraform code for like setting up the infrastructure and getting that deployed as well. I had to add a bunch of like, do a lot of complex logic for like doing blue-green deployment so we can like deploy stuff and have very little downtime. But after like getting all that stuff set up, which looking back at it now, I'm kind of disappointed with all that code. It's just a big mess, but it gets the job done. But now it's mainly just like getting features shipped out and also like going back and kind of fixing up some tech debt. So we're trying to, right now, like one of the main things I'm focusing on is just switching everything over to TypeScript because we have like 350,000 lines of JavaScript and we're trying to like switch it to TypeScript. And it's a lot of work. I'll just say that. Seeing Tool in concert must have been insane. Okay, so next stream, I'll try to switch it over to normal latency instead of low latency. Hopefully that'll help. But I can't change it midstream for some reason. Congrats on 10K, man. Where is the button? What do you mean by button? Do you mean this thing over here? Talking about that thing? The play button? I'll probably hang it on the wall behind me. As you can tell, I got like yes, every time I go to OBS preview mode, that's when my buffer starts getting overloaded. Have you tried Astro? Yeah, I've tried Astro. I like a lot. I find the TypeScript extremely slow when using it. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I haven't used it enough to like really get a thorough feel for how it is. Developers can face mental health troubles due to pressure, overwhelm, or the tech industry. Did you have to face that? What would be your best advice regarding that? So I never worked as like a salaried engineer, and I never worked at like a startup. So I've never really felt any type of like super overwhelming pressure. Like we don't have to work overtime. In fact, we have to be approved for working overtime on my project. So you have to have a good reason to be working over 40 hours. And if you don't get the work done within that week, you come back the next week and you just do it. So I'm lucky. I really like where I work because I think the work-life balance is like spot on. I don't have to like go and ask for like 4 weeks of advance if I want to take a vacation. I could just like say, okay, I'm going to take the day off or something. or like a mental health day, and like everyone's just understanding of that. We have been getting some Twitch chats. Let's just go ahead. I don't know if you guys can see the Twitch. Oh, you're reading YouTube comments. Yeah, I'll read the Twitch chat as well. Hello, sir. Thank you for the tutorials. Really appreciate that you're creating content about harder and complex stuff. Yeah, sure thing. But yeah, I guess my answer to that is like, make sure it's not, if it's external pressure being pushed on you by other people, then I would say get out of that position. Leave the company. Like, people shouldn't be pressuring you to like work extra hard to like get features shipped out the door. And if they do, I think you just need to push back. And it's harder to say that when you're not experienced. But when you have the experience and you like, you know that you're a valuable asset to the company, you just push back and be like, look, I'm taking the day off. I have to go hang out with my family. So tomorrow I'll work on whatever you're trying to get me to work on. Thank you so much for the good wishes. Yeah, I hope to get to 1 million subs one day. That'd be cool. What's up, Dark Side Danny? A lot of aspiring devs seem to be put a huge emphasis on learning frameworks. My mentor disagrees. So we've really worked hard on making my fundamentals as strong as possible. I wish more did the same. Yeah, I mean, I'd agree. I think learning the fundamentals of programming is very important. Like problem solving. Back in college, I was on the programming team, and like we'd basically just find ways to work on these programming problems and solve them together. And then we go to like competitions to like compete about like who can solve the most problems in the least amount of time. And that was like one of the best ways to really understand like problem solving. It doesn't really translate well to like the industry, because a lot of the industry, we're not doing like really hard algorithm problems. We're just like gluing stuff together. But it was still beneficial to my like problem solving skills, I would say. So yeah, I would agree. Working on the fundamentals is good, but also just like building stuff with a framework is fun and good as well. Okay. Teddy says, can anyone see my comments? Yeah, I can see your comments. What skills would you suggest to get some freelancing gigs? I don't freelance. I would probably never freelance, to be honest. It's just too much work and not enough pay, at least in the US. So I can't really give you some advice there. Do I need a backend to edit and or add an item to an API? Typically, yeah. I'm not sure what you mean by an API. Typically, you need a backend, or I think sometimes you can use like Firebase and just like modify stuff from the front end. But they basically build the backend for you and do the authentication for you and stuff. Next.js is basically React. There's not much difference if you aren't using Next specific things. Yeah. Does Next image optimization work when deployed to? Yeah, it works. They basically take your image optimization API endpoint and they deploy that behind a serverless Lambda, so that when you have to load images, it basically just processes that. What are your thoughts on new React docs? I haven't read through them, but they seem nice. I think they're much better than the old React docs. Marin says, thanks, Cody. Just one more question. I'm not currently considering learning Next, but in the future, I was wondering how you use Redux toolkit state management in Next.js components. I probably would never use Redux with Next. That's my honest opinion. I would use Jotai or Zustan, or just context. It's not often that you actually need to share a bunch of like state between your components, and you can often just do prop drilling if you need to share state. And if that becomes too burdensome, then like you could just bring in Jotai, which is like the simplest state management library you can find, and just store in like a piece of store there. Redux, I feel like, I don't know. I personally would never use it. Since you are online, been meaning to ask a question, how do you create profiles in T3 Stack and Supabase from social logins? Profiles and how do you create profiles in T3 Stack and Supabase? I'm not really sure what you mean. I mean, like when you use the T3 Stack, they basically give you a user model and they hook up Next auth to basically insert the user when they register, and that'll be put to your database automatically. So I'm not really sure what you're asking. Thanks, iBoy. Thank you for dropping by and saying that you like the content. Hey, Cody, can you reverse a linked list? At one point I could. LL reverse, yeah, for real. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you guys liked the tutorials. I was off for 3 days, came back, and this dev has started rebuilding every from React Create app to Next.js, which reasons that the router works better. What will you say it's the benefit of each? I mean, Next gives you like server-side rendering. It gives you better search engine optimization. It gives you a bunch of different caching strategies for every page. It gives you image optimizations for your images, which is great. The file-based routing works better for like how websites work, right? It's like the file-based routing is going to work better for your browser's back and forward button. I'm not a fan of like how routers work with single-page applications. And you can do a lot of extra optimizations with Next.js to really reduce your page loads, because I think it does a bunch of code splitting for you behind the scenes. Versus if you're using like a single page application, you often have to like do all that work yourself with like lazy loading components. So yeah, I mean, Next has a ton of benefits. I probably would never use a single page application anymore, unless you're doing something that's like a game or something that really has a lot of interactivity and you don't have like a bunch of different pages. So yeah, I mean, I stream usually every Sunday, but today was a special day because my wife got me like balloons. And I hit 100K, and I got my little play button here, my silver play button. So I just wanted to do like a impromptu live stream. And by the way, I do plan to like continue that online course platform video I've been doing with Main Time and T3 Stack. You ever like really want to like investigate something in coding, and like you just like I've been doing that with like all these different deployment videos. I've been trying to do like load testing on like deploying Next to a DigitalOcean box, but I think I got my fix on that, so I'm going to go back to my normal tutorial videos here soon. How did I connect my M1 Air with 2 monitors? I just plugged it in. Like I literally just plug in my monitor and it works. So I'm not sure. Maybe you have to go figure out why it's not working for you. What's up, Chris from Guatemala? Congrats on the 100K subs. Thank you, D Sheen HD. Do you think it's smart to target hybrid and in-person web dev roles as an entry level, or won't make a difference in this job market? You think it's smart to target hybrid? What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. In in-person web dev roles. My question is, what made you want to create YouTube videos? I just wanted to teach people how to code, and then also give myself a reason to like learn new things. I've learned a lot from like making videos and trying to teach others. Because one thing I noticed is if I teach something wrong, everyone calls me out, and I love that because then I actually learn a better way to do stuff. Often when you're just like coding the same team at work every day, using the same stack every day, you get kind of stale in terms of like what you're learning. So this channel has actually helped me grow a lot as a developer, because like I don't even use Next.js on on my work project. We don't use Next.js. We use ESBuild to set up a single page application, and then our backend is an Express app that we wrap into serverless and deploy that. You might ask why? Because we started on this project almost 4 or 5 years ago, and the effort it would take to refactor all 350,000 lines of JavaScript to a new approach, it's not worth it. It's a lot of work for very little gain, in our opinion. And Next, like I said, its main selling point, or one of the main selling points, is search engine optimization. Our code is like our service or app is like an internal site, so we don't need search engine optimization at all. I would love it was in Next, but we just don't have the resources to like refactor all that. And there's also like pressure to get features, right? You have to keep launching features, and sometimes you can't go back and just spend like months refactoring code. No, I kind of stopped with Go. I got my little Go fix. I did some Go videos. I like the language. I think it's pretty cool. I always end up course correcting back to JavaScript, Next.js, and TypeScript for my channel. Muhammad Ali, Next, Auth, or Clerk, or something else? They're both good. I mean, I use Clerk for one of my sponsor videos, and I actually like it. I like how I don't have to sit there and like sign up for all these different OAuth providers It just works. But if you want to kind of like have a users table and like not have your users live elsewhere, I mean, you could choose Next.auth as well. They're both great. I think they're both good. Just a personal preference. And then also, I mean, Clerk is a paid service, right? So if your team or your project has the ability to offload authentication, I probably would, right? Do data structures really matter? Trees do. I think tree is like the one data structure I've used a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean like a couple of times. Knowing how to traverse a tree has come in clutch on my real life job. Other than that, like a linked list, when are you actually going to use a linked list at work? You're not. It's just not going to happen. Is one solid project enough to get a job? Possibly. It really depends on who sees your project and if they like it. Thoughts on Next.js? Oh, thoughts on Nest.js? Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good to use frameworks that are like really organized and have built-in ways to do like validation, authorization, authentication, stuff like that. So I think Nest would be a good option if you just want to build out like a standalone API. Absolutely. Good night, Cody. I am learning the lib history of React to use redirect to the last page in the React DOM v5. I can use only a React router v6 for redirect users from the past page. I don't really use a React router, so I cannot really help you with that. Martin says, hey dude, I have bought your Dolly course and really enjoyed it. First time working with TRPC and genuinely enjoyed the flow of the course. Just wanted to say thanks. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by and let me know that the course was useful to you. Where are we? 100K is just a confirmation of your hard work and dedication. Keep it up, champ. On a side note, have you considered experimentation with some AI like image classifications? I have not, and I haven't gotten too much into the AI image stuff. I would like to. It's just not enough time to do everything, you know? I tried SB's guide and created a profile table and created a function to trigger on user create, but for some reason it's not firing when the user logs in with Next.auth. Yeah, I don't really know. It's a hard one to answer unless I had the code, and honestly, I just don't have time. I used to have time to like help people out. Like they'd send me the repos and I go and like dive through the repos and try to help them out. I just don't have the time anymore. So I mean, you're welcome to join my Discord and try to get help from some other people. There's a select few people in my Discord who are really eager to help other people, but yeah, I'm not really sure. That seems like a really specific problem. So is there no point in learning Node, Express, Python, and Flask? Is the future just Prisma and Next? No, I mean, I think there are a lot of benefits to having a standalone API that's kind of built and deployed separately. But if you're just trying to build a small project, like a small little side project or a SaaS business, Next can kind of accomplish quite a lot out of the box. But you're going to hit limitations at some point where Next isn't enough to like achieve what you need. Well, I guess depending on where you deploy your Next app, you could have limitations. Like especially a lot of these serverless deployments, like Vercel and AWS, there's like limits on how long your Lambda can run. There's limits on like what binaries you can run on those things. Edge computing has limitations. So if you just want a standalone like Express API that you want to deploy separately, I think there's still a lot of benefit to learning how to do that. What are your opinions on Supabase? I don't know. I just use Supabase for basically setting up a Postgres database. So I like clicking through their UI and saying create database. I think it works fine for that, but I haven't used any of the other features that they give you. I'm currently applying for the job position. I have solid understanding of RTK, which they use every day, so RTK is a must for me. I will check. Joe Tai thinks. The beautiful gold. Did you go to uni? Yeah, I went to university for 4 years for computer science. Daria, meanwhile, the dungeon crawler project would be like, yo, Daria, one day we're going to finish that project, okay? We're all going to get super motivated. We're going to be like bored of what we're doing at work or something, and we're going to be like, yo, let's finish this dungeon crawl. It might be in like 2 years from now, but I guarantee you we're going to finish it. Have you tried any 3D development in React? I have not tried any 3D stuff yet. The most I've done is 3JS, and that was like years ago. But I think it would be a lot of fun trying to use. I have to look into Spline. I never heard Spline. Hybrid meaning partly remote, partly in office. I don't know. For people in the chat, like, is it easy to find a remote job as a beginner, like as a junior developer? Or is it actually kind of hard to find a remote job? Now that COVID's kind of quote unquote over or died off or comes in waves. I just been working remote since like 2015, so that's like the standard for me. Thank you, Servito. Congrats from Brazil. I just want to call out here that your Discord community is by far the best out there. Great people there. Yeah, definitely. Like people like Daria, like definitely helps people out and you know, points them in the right direction when they have questions and stuff. A lot of good people. Brent's really useful as well. Really helpful. I shouldn't say useful. He's extremely helpful. Avoided. Jan. Other people too. I just can't remember the names. Those are like the main mods on my channel. So I definitely want to say special thanks to them for being in my Discord. I'm glad they joined and they find value being there. It's fun to just hang out and chat with them at times. I haven't been as active on Discord, but I do plan to like just, you know, get back into it a little bit more. Went to the no. Oh no, where did it go? Am I hiring? No, I'm not hiring. I don't have a company. I think my company's hiring, but they typically hire like senior engineers who have like 7-8 years of experience. They don't, I mean, maybe you do have that experience, but you'd probably have to live in the US. You'd probably have to have like 7-8 years of experience. We don't really have many like beginner roles. I want to point that out there. But yeah, this isn't a channel for like getting people hired to the job, so I won't even give you guys links or anything. I wanted to know if this is a good structure to build from. I'm not sure what ICE is talking about here. Hey, web dev, what's up? Raj Tech. Are you a YouTuber as well? Raj Tech. Sounds like it would be like a tech channel name. What tool did you use to find out your project has 350,000 lines of code? There's a library called, is it Clock? Lines of code with, I think it's called Clock. Yeah, it's just like a tool you run. You clone your repo and you just run this tool over your repo, and it tells you how much lines of code you have, and it tells you like how many are JavaScript files, how many are text files, how many are whatever files, stuff like that. Any tips on dealing with imposter syndrome as a junior? Yeah, I mean, you just have to like get more experience, so that you feel like you actually know what you're doing, and just kind of like accept the fact that you're never going to know everything, but be willing to learn, right? I think a statement that really helps is, I don't know, but I can figure it out. Like if you can like really embed that statement into your mentality, I don't know, but I can figure it out. I think that really helps with imposter syndrome, because you're like acknowledging that you don't know everything, but you're also acknowledging that you have the ability to really figure stuff out. Bro, I got one question for you. How do I deal with people who think they know much than me and trying to beat me at programming? I mean, those sound like toxic individuals, and I want to hang around them. Like, programming and working as a software engineer is a collaborative process. If you find yourself in a situation where there's like a competitive atmosphere to it, I think you're in a toxic environment. Like, we're supposed to be collaborating to help build stuff, build projects for like businesses, right? So I don't know what to tell you here. I would just not deal with those individuals. And in fact, I mean, like if you have the guts, just report them to HR if this is like internally at your company and you feel like these are toxic individuals who are like, it depends on the country too. Like different countries have different cultures. Yeah. I'm starting to Laravel. Yeah, Laravel and Svelte seems fine. I have nothing against Laravel and PHP. People like to hate on PHP, but again, I think there's people out there who are a master at like PHP or a master at Ruby, and they could like knock out an entire SaaS product in like a week. It's just a matter of getting good at your tools and getting proficient enough at like writing them in a clean, manageable way. Let's see. What do you think about a junior developer doing some coding videos? Is that a content which other devs would enjoy? Are you asking, Martin, like if you made a channel, like would people watch a junior developer doing some coding videos? Probably. I don't know. I think you'd have more of an edge if you have experience, but I think if you're young and you have like a good personality or you can bring some type of value to your channel, like I think people would subscribe to you. Use history hook would solve that. No, Jason, thanks for reading through the... Oh, where did it go? Thanks for reading through the questions. My questions, yeah. Did you just hit 100K subs? Well, I hit it like a week or two ago, but I just got my play button. So I wanted to make a video about... I wanted to like make a live stream when the play button came in. For building microservices, do you prefer Next.js? I don't really work with microservices, so I don't know. I mean, I would go figure out why the Google credentials were not working. I mean, like, wash through and try to figure out if you're not setting them up correctly. With Next Auth, you basically just copy and paste the public and secret credentials into like your .env file, and it should work. But maybe the setup process is where you went wrong. I don't know. So many questions. I love it. I'm just so slow at answering them. I'm too thorough answering questions. And I imagine a day like if I'm live streaming and like these questions just keep coming through, I just won't be able to keep up with them. Like I've watched like the Primogen on his stream and there's just so much chat going on that it's like, at that point, it's like you can't even like sit there and answer questions. You just have to like make troll comments about the questions that come in. Or try to like find a way to parse through them. Let's see, what would you suggest for securing a REST API? Only receive calls from a specific service? I mean, you probably have to do some type of like key. You'd have to give like an API key to this other service, and you just validate the API key and expect the other service to send that key to your service. And if it's a good key, then you just give a response back. You do the computation and send back some data. Thank you, Lewis. Congrats on the 100K, Cody. You were awesome. Learned a lot from you. Thank you. Very difficult to find jobs at all, to be honest. Yeah, I'm kind of glad. Let me rephrase that. It's unfortunate that like it's so hard to find jobs when you're like self-taught or when you're a junior. And how do I phrase this? Like if you haven't had a job before, you have no experience, it's very hard to get a job, which is why at the start of the stream, I said one of the best ways to get a job is through connections. You have to like, your name needs to be known, right? You need to be able to like convince people that you're worth hiring, and making friends with other developers is a great way because like, hey, if you know Cody knows you, maybe Cody can recommend you for a job or something. I'm not saying I will, so don't like try to befriend me so that I'll give you a job, but I'm saying like, let's say you're in school and you got a bunch of friends, and those friends, some of them land jobs. If you're really close to those friends who land jobs, they may recommend you. And they may talk good about you so that you can get a job. Then it says, love from Kenya, great content. Thank you so much. Yes, God, all the mods in your channel seem like an AI that answers everything immediately. They might be, I don't know. Maybe they just set up ChatGPT bots and they just respond to questions. Or they trained the models to give like sassy responses sometimes. Yeah, for real. Brent, I want to say you do help out a lot in the channel, so thank you for joining and answering questions and stuff. Discord link. I don't have the link. I would just go to either my YouTube channel, and then at the banner, there's like 4 links at the top. One of them is my Discord, or just go to one of my previous videos and go to the description. There will be a link to my Discord there. All my links are typically in my descriptions, although I forgot to update this live stream's description links, so it's not in this live stream, and I'm too lazy to go do it right now because when I start clicking on windows, my buffer starts to overflow in my stream. Yeah, Brent, I don't think you can paste links in my stream. It kind of filters any links. Did you search Hop? Yeah, I looked at the Hop service. I'll be honest, the CEO on Twitter seems like he's kind of a D-bag, so I'm not really interested in using their service. But yeah, I mean, it seems like it's pretty good. How would you differ among junior, mid-levels, and senior developers? I've been using Firebase authentication for my projects and then have, okay, my client, I feel like it's better when it provides handles. Yeah, I mean, if you like Firebase, I'd use it. It's cool. I want to say that whatever tech you're learning, if you're still not like working at a full-time job on like a system, most of the tech that you're learning right now won't make a difference. You just need to learn how to build stuff. Because when you get hired, you might not be using Firebase. You might be using something else. So just keep that in mind. Like if you like Firebase for authentication and you like it, that's cool. Like just build something really awesome with it so you can demo it. But as in terms of like using Firebase for like a real production application, that's when you have to be really careful about like doing the number crunching with how much requests you're getting per second, how many users do you have, how much do they charge per user, how much do they charge for your bandwidth, how much do they charge for every request, how much do they charge for how much data is in your Firebase store. And then you have to actually like make sure that this is a good tech decision for your company, because sometimes you'll make choices and you could bankrupt your entire company because you picked a service that was a lot more expensive than you thought it was going to be. Or you have like you've seen the stories of like people having infinite loops in like their deployments that just keep on racking up bills behind the scenes and they just don't know about it. And then the next day they load up their dashboard and they have like a $30,000 bill. These things can happen. So like, I don't know what rant I just got off on, but let me just get off of that rant. Let's see, there's a VS Code extension called VS Code Counter where you can just run the command and it counts all the lines from, oh, that's cool. I'll have to check that one out. Neat you, I am the one viewer on Twitch. Xproof is also a viewer on Twitch. We got 2 viewers on Twitch. Do you read self-improvement books? I do not really read much at all in my life. That's my my downfall is reading. I probably should read more books in my life and actually read through more documentation. But yeah, I just don't do that much reading. I think I've read more through these comments than I have in like books in my life right now. Is Stripe easy to integrate in a SaaS? What are some things to look for? Yeah, I mean, Stripe is super, it's not, let me rephrase this. Stripe is easy when you understand like how webhooks work. And they give you the code examples of what you can use. So it is pretty easy to hook up to your project. For example, I haven't done like subscriptions in Stripe, so I'd have to go and like look at an example project of how one could do subscriptions. And in fact, I just saw a nice example repo. I don't remember which one it was, but they show you how to do subscriptions. I think it was one that Theo posted on Twitter. It was like a guy who worked on a what's that service called? Like a Netflix clone, and his repo has an actual code snippet of how he did subscriptions in Stripe. So I think I bookmarked that. I was going to read through it, and just if I ever needed that in the future, I would just grab that code. Aside from your own coding projects, what do you like to do for fun? I used to be really big into rock climbing. Me and my wife started going to the gym in the morning as well. What else do I do for fun? Playing games. At one point, I was like binge playing StarCraft 2. Like every night I play for hours. And then once I got my StarCraft 2 fix, I stopped playing it. I wanted to deploy a Node.js framework API. What would you recommend? If it's just, no, I would probably use Railway. I like Railway. I've used Railway in the past for deploying like a simple standalone service, and it works really well. It's like you literally just point it to a Git repo, and it just deploys your stuff. I like it. There's other services out there that are just as easy to use as Railway. Like DigitalOcean has like an app deploy service. I just used that one a couple days ago. It seems pretty nice. I like DigitalOcean a lot as well. But yeah, if you're a beginner, like I wouldn't maybe reach for Amazon and AWS at first. It's just a little overwhelming. You can use Amplify. I think you can also deploy like Node.js APIs to Amplify. I think that might work. I just haven't tried it. I will say I do like Amplify. Like in terms of developer experience, it's literally just point to a repo, press deploy, and it works. Will I be playing Diablo 4? No, not really. Probably not. I used to play a ton of Diablo, like Diablo 2. I remember playing like that every day after school. I just played Diablo, and then Lord of the Destruction came out, and then I just do speed runs and bail runs. But it's hard to get committed to a game these days. I'm kind of more of like a casual gamer now, where I have like a 20-minute period of like, okay, I can sit down and do a quick little run through of a game that I can pause. Like if I can pause the game, because sometimes I have to get up and make food for my kids. So if I can pause the game, it's a good game for me. And I like StarCraft because typically the rounds are really fast, like 10, 20 minutes max. And sometimes they're even shorter if you get cheesed. Let's see. I just started watching your video and it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for taking the time to make such awesome content. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Nolan Jimenez. I just want to let everyone out there wondering if it's possible that I recently got a job as a junior developer with only a bootcamp education and a little contract work. There is hope. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely jobs out there, and like, you can find jobs. It's just hard sometimes as a, like either a boot camp or it's even hard as a person who got a software, a computer science degree. Like I know people who got computer science degrees who just can't find jobs because the degree does not translate to like real life work experience. Xproof says, what is a T3 stack? T3 stack is a collection of tech, including TypeScript, Next, Tailwind, Prisma, and TRPC to basically build out full stack applications. If you go check out Theo.gg, he's another YouTuber / Twitch. He's the one who kind of coined the term, and his community helped build a project. It's basically the Create T3 stack is a kind of like a project generator, like a Yeoman generator that spins up a fully working project so that you don't have to spend time like picking and choosing all your tech. It just, the tech has been opinionated and picked for you and you just use it. Yeah, Neat You. I think it stands for Theo's name. Just waiting for NPCs and games to have decent AI with LLMs. That's when the addiction will get real. Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting where you can actually have real NPCs like have conversations with you. That'd be crazy. Any plan to make React Native tutorials in the future? Probably not. I've never touched any type of like mobile development or React Native, and I don't really have a strong desire to do so. So I probably will not make any tutorials about that. Someone on Twitch says, hi, I just want to offer promotion of your channel, views, followers, views, chat box. The price is lower than, no, I'm good. I don't need any promotion. Let's see. Ban him. How do I ban people? Let me go to my other Twitch screen. Let's see. Ban. Okay, there we go. Got him. He's gone. Will you be making a follow-up to your SST vid? Yeah, I do plan to actually deploy like from start to finish like a Next app to SST. I want to get back into my actual like full stack the tutorial series I started. I just haven't really gotten around to doing it. Off question, do you invest in crypto? I do not. At one point I was like just buying some crypto, some ETH and some Bitcoin. And I got into like Web3 and trying to learn how to do like smart contracts with is it Solana? I think it was Solana and like Ganache and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. It was fun stuff. I personally just don't care about Web3. I do think it has some cool use cases. In fact, like it was easier for me to pay someone who did some work for me on like a side project with crypto than it was for me using like PayPal. Actually, I take that back. It wasn't easy. I sent her some money in like for her work that she did, and the crypto exchange that they use in their country for some reason did not see the money I sent, so I kind of lost all that money I sent. So I take it back. I think crypto has some uses, but where did that thing go? Diablo, okay, blah blah blah. We'll be making a follow up. Yeah, I'll try to make another SST video. I can recommend some great programming books. Yeah, Brent likes reading, so talk to Brent. Join my Discord and send him a message. He can give you a lot of recommendations. Did you finish that StarCraft tool? Of course I didn't finish that tool. I never finish anything I start. I got, what, like a couple videos in and I quit? The biceps. No, actually, that's from rock climbing. I used to do a lot of rock climbing, and you do a lot of pull-ups in rock climbing, which builds your upper body strength. I think I was able to do 30 pull-ups, I think like a month ago at my home gym. I did 30 pull-ups in a row, and then I got distracted and stopped working out. So thank you so much, William Olivria. Olivria, I don't know how to pronounce that. Thank you for the congratulations. Might be a stupid question, but do you know how the performance of a Dockerized Next.js is? The API side, I mean, because I have the same amplify problem. So I'm thinking about DigitalOcean. I have a video that I published this morning. I would go look at it and watch it. There's timestamps. Go to the DigitalOcean part of it. It's a Dockerized Next app. But DigitalOcean, I believe, uses Cloudflare Cache in front of it. It uses the Cloudflare CDN. And the response times on that were actually on par with, like, for me, in my location, it was actually faster than Vercel. So I liked it. And for a small project, I think it's perfectly fine to deploy a Next.js application to like a standalone box. My one concern is that I do believe inside the internals of Next.js, they do some type of like caching when you do the image optimizations. Like they have like a directory where they put the images when they scale them down. I could be wrong. Definitely fact check me. So whenever you have a physical machine that's like scaling these things and storing files, the machine could potentially run out of space. But they might not do that. So I don't know. I liked it. DigitalOcean's nice. I like it. Would you be able to upload MERN apps to Amplify in Railway? I mean, in terms of, yeah, you can deploy a front end to Amplify. You can deploy a back end to Railway. I think you can deploy a back end to Amplify as well. So you could have one Amplify deployment that's your just static single page application. Then you can have another Amplify deployment that's for your Express application if you wanted to. The benefits of Amplify is that it's pay for use. So like they're only going to charge you for how much bandwidth and requests you get. So if you have a side project that gets literally no traffic, you won't have to pay anything unless like a bot comes by and like DDoSes your system. Then you might have to pay quite a lot of money. Same with Railway. They charge you by usage, I believe. But they charge you by the hour. So like they're going to host an actual server for you, and they're going to charge you every hour for how long that server's been up. And they give you like 21 days of free credits as well. So like you'd only have to pay for like maybe $1 or $2 or something. If I had to pick, let's see. Try out Railway. You're going to like it. It's really nice. I'm not even sponsored by Railway. I just like it. It's a nice service. You basically just click some buttons and you're good. If you're hiring front-end developers for a job and there is only one portfolio project you can pick from, what would that project be? I don't know. I don't really care about the project. I just care about, like, if I were to talk to the person who built the project, that they're like passionate about what they worked on, right? Like that there's some type of like, they care about this side project that they're working on and they show a lot of passion for it or some type of interest in it, right? If they're just like, oh yeah, I built this full stack to-do list application because some guy told me to do it, it's not the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? So find something you like. If you really like movies, make a site that manages movies and like actors and actresses that are in movies. If you really like working out, make an online bodybuilding workout tracking thing. You know what I'm saying? Neat you from Twitch. Sorry, I just saw your thing. Do you prefer one ultra wide monitor or dual monitors while working? I work from a single laptop monitor, a small one. And I think that works. I just like doing like the virtual monitors. Works fine for me. Will you make more lives building an app or something similar? Watch you debug and solve. Yeah, I'll try to do more lives. I wanted to maybe do 2 live streams a week. Typically I do live streams on Sundays, but I'll see. I have to see if there's a good time that works for me. Let's see. Pretty shocking how good Tailwind is, yeah. So you guys just want me to keep answering questions? I kind of wanted to go and like just look back on my channel, like go down memory lane of all the videos I published over the past however long it's been. I think I have like 686 videos. I want to kind of scroll through them and just kind of give you a timeline of like my progression along the way. Or I could just keep answering questions if you guys want to just ask me questions. What camera do I use? I use my iPhone. What is SST? SST is a open source library you can use to deploy your Next.js applications to Amazon. Free to use. You just run a couple commands and your entire Next application will get deployed to Amazon. It's really cool. Check it out. Do you think learning a lower level language like C++ would be beneficial? I would say it depends. If you're just first learning how to code, I think starting with like a lower level language is really good because you understand like how stuff works under the hood. But if you just want to focus on building real products for businesses and like side projects, I would just skip that personally. I would just go straight to like learning about JavaScript, React, Next, web development, deployments, stuff like that. Have you played with TRP subscriptions? I have not. Yeah, it's hard to get into the industry. I think the larger the company is, the more of a chance they're willing to take on you because they'll spend more time trying to train you. I think a smaller company might be more hesitant to hire someone with like no work experience because they need to move faster and they need people who like know what they're doing. So I think applying to larger companies that have maybe even like an internship program that can kind of like get you through the door, I think that's a good choice in my opinion, but there's other choices too. I wouldn't worry about AI. Like right now, it's just a tool that you can use to really help you become more proficient at your job. But I don't know if it's going to replace devs yet. So I just wouldn't worry about it yet. Maybe in a year, I'll change my mind. I'll change my tune when these things get more powerful. But is there a way to get involved with some of your OSS projects? I would maybe Brent keeps talking about doing like some type of hackathon. I mean, maybe Brent, if you want to like hold the torch for like getting a community of people who can contribute to a single OSS project, I just personally don't have the energy to like hold that torch, especially if I'm still trying to make my YouTube channels and like be active in Discord and stuff. I would like some type of project that was there for people to contribute on, but what I've seen in the past is people say they want to contribute, they get hyped up, and then with after like a day, everyone's gone. It's like everyone just vanishes. So I'm not willing to hold that torch, but if we can get a bunch of dedicated people who want to just try like working on a project, that'd be pretty cool, I guess. All right, let's just go back through my videos real quick. I think people are slowly dropping off my stream, which is fine. I just want to kind of go through these. Let's see. Let's go to the code view. Here we go. So for those of you who don't know, I have like 680 videos of me just like making random coding videos. And I guess I could just drop some like tidbits of knowledge if you ever wanted to like build a coding channel. Because there's quite a lot of stuff that I learned along the way that like you should just kind of start with if you ever wanted to do this. The zombie game. Oh man, I stopped playing. I stopped with that zombie game. That was a fun game though. I wish I could just stay focused and finish projects. Like I feel like I'd have so many different SaaS projects bringing in money if I could just like finish them instead of jumping around. Have you done any contact form setup tutorials? I think I have one that does like a form. How's the revenue from YouTube? I think I make around like 1,000 or so, 1,000 or like 1,100 from YouTube ads alone. But then you have sponsorships that you can actually like talk to companies, or they'll reach out to you and say, hey, can you like make a video? And they'll pay a decent amount, depending on the company size, to make a single video. But in terms of full time, like if you're living in the US, no, it's you got to be making like web dev simplified view counts or Theo view counts, which in my opinion, those are just anomalies. Like Theo obviously knows his stuff and people watch him because he knows his stuff. But for the remainder of us, it's just very hard to grow on YouTube. Like I would consider myself like a mediocre dev, even though I've been doing this for like 10 or 11 years. Yeah, I mean, anyway, let's just talk about my video. So I started this channel. I just posted some random like piano videos 10 years ago. You should check those out if you want to watch me play some piano. I haven't played piano in so long. And then I got a random video of me doing one arm pull-ups and then also pull-ups with 125 pounds attached to my belt. Check that out if you want to watch me do some pull-ups. And then my first ever tutorial was an Nginx load balancer tutorial from 7 years ago. I don't know when I actually started getting serious about YouTube. Like I started like making some random courses. Like I did like a tic-tac-toe thing 5 years ago. This is before I had my first child. And these videos just kind of suck. I think I did a good job explaining it with like the whiteboard and stuff, and that was fun to do. Maybe I should get back into like doing like whiteboarding type of stuff, but a lot of people like those videos, but I would say that like my code was so small that you can't even see what the heck I'm doing. And my head took up like half of the page. And then at some point, Free Code Camp reached out to me and asked if I wanted to like make some videos on their channel. I did a couple of those. 3 years ago, again, like I'm not really publishing that many videos around 3 years ago. And I was doing like custom thumbnails at this time. I did some Vue stuff. I did some JavaScript stuff. And then 2 years ago, let's see, some React tutorials. It's funny, I can like scroll through my videos and like map them back to various points in my life, right? So like this is probably after I had my first kid, when life was rough. My wife might have been pregnant with my second kid, and we might have had 2 foster girls at our house at the time. So like there's a lot going on. We had a bunch of stuff going on. I think I was in my other house at this point. I was just kind of playing around with like teaching and building stuff, and it was a fun time. But at a certain point here, yeah, this is still at my old house. So 2 years ago, when was this? Anyway, I was like kind of off and on with making videos. And at some point, I think I actually have a video on it. Let me just go to this real quick. I don't know if you guys even care about going down memory lane, but it's important to me. I publish a lot of videos. Half of them suck. But I want to share something with you. Let me go to my creator dashboard view. Maybe that'd be better. Let me make sure this loads up. I want to make a video where I just kind of like give you tips and tricks for like if you ever wanted to make a channel. Like here's the things I would do. But I don't know if anyone even bother watching that. Bro, there's too many videos. Like, my gosh. Mm-hmm. Yo, here's a video hitting 3,000 subscribers. Thank you all. Man, I was so happy when that happened. Like, when I tell you there's a grind to growing a YouTube channel, like, I'm not joking. Like, you'll publish videos and you'll get like 50 views. It doesn't, like, some people are really good at this, and I would like try to emulate some of the top YouTubers. Like, I would emulate Theo, or I'd emulate like Josh tried coding. And a lot of these reasons why these people are blowing up is because they're doing topics like Next.js, and they actually, you can tell by watching them, they know what they're talking about. Like, they have that experience. Back then, I don't know. My videos kind of sucked, but hit 3,000 subscribers back in July 29th, 2020. So that was about a couple of months after my second child was born. Throughout this whole time, I was kind of off and on making random videos. I was trying different things, like trying to make different setups. And I wish I just like emulated some of the most popular YouTubers, because I think I probably would have blown up a lot faster. And unfortunately, I don't think Theo was making videos back then. But if Theo was making videos, I would have just copied him, because he he seems like he knows what he's doing in terms of growing social media presences. Let's see. So then September 26th, I published a video. My wife is in heart failure. So if you guys don't even know, a couple months after my second child was born, my wife was actually diagnosed with heart failure. And at this point in my life, like, I started making videos to kind of like get my mind off of it and just like try to help people. But this was like a rough point in my life. She's slowly recovering, but she's not like out of the woods yet. But that's kind of like the journey of my YouTube channel. Let's see, at some point, I just ramp up and start like making tons of videos. I was recording from a closet here. This one's hidden. Updates on my wife. So if you were one of the OG people who watched my channel and like saw these videos, I salute you for sticking around for this long. This is a funny video that I put to private. Why is this private anyway? I'm going to unlist this. I'm just going to share this link. This is a stupid video I made that might be funny if you guys want to watch it in your off time. But at some point, I was making like videos in my closet because we were renting a really small house and there just wasn't enough space for me to have like an office. And the closet was the only place I could get away from like crying kids. When you have kids and newborn infants, they cry and make noises all the time. So this is like my one safe place I could go to record videos where you guys wouldn't hear kids screaming. And in fact, the majority of my videos, let me just show you this. A majority of my videos, I actually wore my kid on my back. You see this little backpack thing? This is me actually wearing my child as she sleeps on my back. And this is my little my little ghetto setup to try to make like a cool little office setting, but this is literally a closet. So I've come quite a long way making videos, and I kind of wish I just had a good setup from the beginning. Okay, so the CSS battle part of my channel, like if you go back and see these CSS battles, this is a point where I was literally taking anti-anxiety medicine because like my life was just, it was just too stressful. We were living in a small house. We have like a dog who's having seizures. Wait, was he having seizures at that point? Yeah, a dog who kept having seizures. We have a Great Dane mix, 2 kids, one's an infant who just wouldn't eat food. We had to actually like syringe milk into her mouth because she just refused to drink milk. So like my life would go from working 8 hours a day and then like having to take breaks to feed my kid who wouldn't drink milk. It's just rough, man. Life was rough back then. And this is another good video. This one's funny. If you guys just want to laugh, like this is probably one of my funniest out of character videos I've ever published. I think those anxiety pills probably hit in pretty strong around this point, and I just decided to make some funny videos with CSS battles. But as you can see, like these view counts, they're just teeny. Like there's like no one watching my stuff. I remember being so excited, and me and my wife would like celebrate when we got over like 200 views on a video. This is back in 2021, right? still just publishing videos, literally getting no traction. Well, some of these videos would blow up, and I was super happy that like this one got a bunch of views. And the only reason I got views off of these is because like Web Dev Simplified and other YouTubers were making CSS battles at the time, and I think they're kind of like my videos were getting recommended off of their like million view videos. Thanks for the sub, whoever that was. And then at some point I got a green screen. I started doing green screens. This was just a pain in the butt doing the green screen because like depending on the time of the day, you'd have to go into your green screen settings and like change the settings so that like I wouldn't turn invisible at times. And then you have to be careful what you wear because like you just become invisible. So at some point I'm just like, dude, screw this green screen stuff. I'm just gonna use my webcam. I got some random talks on here that I just unlisted and made them private because I just don't feel like they were good. But man, this was a grind. I mean, at some point I started publishing videos like every day. March 9th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. And I slowly started gaining some traction. But I don't think I actually ever started blowing up until much later. Let me keep going. Oh, this is my NFT stages. I was building a really cool project with like NFTs and doing like parallel processing on images and stuff like that. Another project that I abandoned. At some point I got into Web3 and Solidity stuff. I built like NFT Easter eggs and put them on OpenSeas just because that was like really booming at the time. Didn't really get much traction in any of those videos. People really liked this tutorial video about Web3 stuff. This was back January 16th, 2022. So this is like almost a year back. Oh, here's a Minecraft project I started that I've given up on, where basically I built that like a nice UI where you can spin up a Minecraft server that's hosted on a Docker container that's spun up on a VM. There's some really cool stuff I was doing back then. I don't know why I didn't finish this stuff because I was making some good progress, and then again I just gave up because I don't know. Let's see, what else do I got? I got random talking head videos that have 102 views. Like the YouTube algorithm is rough. Like you feel like you're making a good video and you publish it and then like you get 102 views. It's like the biggest blow to your ego. So there's so many times that I almost gave up on this channel, to be honest. Like you can ask my wife. I'm just like, dude, what's the point of me doing these videos? Like no one watches them. Like there's no point to doing any of this stuff. And then I have to keep reminding myself that the point of this, that I'm doing this, is like to teach people. And I just kept on like reminding myself. And that's also another way to get my mind off of like all the shitty stuff that was happening in my life. Like with my wife getting heart failure and my kids not drinking milk. And it was just rough. Luckily, I still had a nice stable job the entire time. At one of these points, I was like, we're trying to have a house built for us. And we're about to move into the new house. I think actually we moved into our new house around this point. When you see that I have like the color lights, that's when we actually moved into the new house. Let me keep scrolling through here. Let's see. Oh, right here. So this is when I got my M1 Air, and I will say that like this is when the biggest change to my content producing changed. Because my old MacBook was super slow, and like editing these videos was the biggest pain in the butt. Like you'd hear my CPU fan go to like 100% just from like trying to export a 5-minute video or a 10-minute video. And it really made making content like super, super difficult. Also, when I was recording videos, like half the time my audio would just like cut out because there's just too much. The CPU wasn't enough to handle all of the traffic. But then at this point, July 12th, 2022, I got my MacBook Air, and then I started making some YouTube shorts. This is the one thing that made my channel like actually gain traction. Because I think around this point, I was getting like, I think I was like 16,000 subscribers or something, like 10,000 subscribers. But at this point, I started making shorts where I just kind of teach JavaScript stuff. And then all of a sudden, my channel finally got some traction. And I'm kind of glad I just started cranking out videos here because the M1 Air was so fun to use and it was so responsive to like edit videos and crank stuff out. I would sit down and just record like 7 shorts at a time, edit them, and then have them lined up and scheduled to deploy. or sorry, not to deploy, to publish. And then also around the same time, like I finally got like a cool looking blue light. Like you'd be surprised how silly a little blue light actually makes your channel kind of get popular. So I had the little blue light and the little like Edison bulb light and started doing the shorts. And I finally got some traction. This was back in July 16th, 2022. I think if you go to Social Blade, you'll see. Let me go here. What's up, Sid? I think I saw Sid, yeah. What's up, DevOps Directive? Yo, Sid, I published my closet home studio video for you all. I think you were one of the main people who I remember watching that, and like I think you said it was pretty funny. But if you look here, I had like literally 100 subscribers every week until July 21st. I started exploding. I got like 7,000 subscribers, and I'm kind of mellowed back out down to like 1,000 a week, which I'm not complaining about. I'm happy about that. But this whole period right here, this is when I did my YouTube shorts. And I think also it's when I changed my setup to have like the blue lights and have my iPhone in the top right. And it just looked better. It's just a better setup. Here's another cool project that I started that I never finished. But again, like still, I make videos and like they get no views. Like 678. Like my YouTube shorts are blowing up, but those aren't the things I really cared about. Like making stuff about JavaScript just wasn't like what I was trying to make this channel about. I kind of like the more advanced stuff. And I think another point where my channel started blowing up is when Theo started pushing T3 stack stuff. Like I did all my shorts. We're into August 28th. What am I at there? Yeah. So at some point I'm like, dude, I can't do these shorts anymore. I'm just burned out on doing shorts. I think I did shorts every day for like 2 months, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that. And that's the one reason why I blew up. So I think if I wanted to get more views and subscribers, I should probably just do shorts every day. I'm just too lazy. Be honest with you all. Let's see, what are these things? Oh, here's the fun little game I was working on, this little WebSocket game. This is probably one of the coolest projects I've worked on a live stream, where we had people all join and like jump around together. I really enjoyed that project. It was pretty fun. What else we got? I don't know if you guys even care. I'm going down this like going back to my old videos, but I think this is interesting to kind of look back on. Okay, so I know what content will bring in the views. Like if I do something about interview stuff, like oh my a subscriber was giving this interview question, those videos blow up. People like watching those things, but again, I don't really know what I like building. I just like building stuff. I like building a real life SaaS product. So although these things really do well, I just don't really care about doing those type of videos. I'd rather show you how to like design and build stuff. Like how would I design a URL shortener application? Interview question prep. Like this is a video that I think is pretty cool, but it only got like 10,000. What else we got here? Again, I'm starting another full stack project that I probably gave up on. It's probably my StarCraft one. Actually, where are my StarCraft days? Got my random clickbait titles. Why am I using Tailwind CSS for my side projects? My advice for becoming a web dev in 2023. Okay, so I guess the new year just started right now. I'm still working on my StarCraft project here. Yeah, so anyway, at some point, like, I started picking up the T3 stack. I don't know where that video was. And because Theo was blowing up, I mean, he made a ton of content on his T3 stack and got a bunch of traction. And I think I was one of the few channels that was actually like making tutorials on it. Wait, when did that happen? Wasn't that during this time? Yeah, okay, this was back in July. Because No More Rest is my video where I talk about how I'm using TRPC. So I think at this time is where I started using TRPC. I had my M1 Air. I have my shorts publishing. I have my cool little setup with the lights. And then that's when I finally got some traction on my channel. StarCraft project. What else we got here? Just some other random videos. Why am I moving my side project from for sale to AWS? People seem to like when okay, I don't know why that video got so popular. I don't know if people like to know if AWS is better than Vercel or something, but maybe people just want to know where stuff is deployed. This one really got popular. This is a fun front-end challenge for beginners. So again, this is like a beginner thing. Anytime I make like beginner or interview content, it always blows up. I mean, I could just sit here and keep making that content, and I think I'd probably get a bunch more subscribers and views. I feel like it's at a level that's a little bit too low compared to what I want to build on my channel. Like I want to build out full stack SaaS products that I deploy places. And I know that there's a smaller audience who's even able to like watch that and pay attention to what I'm doing and follow along. Something like this, I think, will get more traction because it's like me building out a small widget. But this stuff just isn't fun for me, to be honest. But now, as I say that out loud, my original goal was to help people learn how to code. So maybe I should just go back to making some of that stuff. Can you solve this beginner React interview practice problem? 106,000 views. So again, it's another like interview challenge. Those things are actually pretty fun. I like doing those React interview challenge because I think it's like at a higher level than just doing like JavaScript widgets or something. And then I have some like random videos about Civit. Stable diffusion. I don't know why I even published that. It's like completely unrelated to coding. Got some clickbait titles that I'm trying to work on. I don't know if you call this clickbait. I'm just trying to work on custom thumbnails. Let's see how they perform. But that is kind of the review of my channel over the years. And I would say over the past year, like I mentioned, this is when I actually started getting traction, and it's when I started doing like higher production value of my my setup, shorts, working with the T3 stack, and various interview question prep. Don't know if you guys even wanted that little walk down memory lane, but I thought it was pretty cool to kind of go back and see how stuff is. And I'm sure I missed like thousands of comments. Time is it? 2-hour stream. Let's look at Twitch real quick. Yeah, people are saying, Neat You is saying, I think we're safe from AI taking over jobs. I think I agree. Congrats on the 100K. Thank you, Campus. Viper Gamings. Hey man, how's it going? Hope you're having an awesome day. Thank you so much. Thumbnail story is very important. Yeah, I think making thumbnails is important, but what I've noticed is that the title of the video is the thing that actually matters the most. I just let YouTube pick my thumbnails for the longest time. And when I have a good title, people will watch the video. If I don't have a good title, like no one cares. I'm not working on anything today, Viper. I'm just kind of going back, taking questions and chat. I probably missed so much stuff here. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just going to breeze through these. Tom Does Tech. Welcome to the stream. He's another YouTuber. Go check him out. Let's see. YouTube. YouTube. Tom Does Tech. I'll just post a link. He has some good tutorials as well. Go ahead and paste that in there. Thanks for joining the stream. I like the way you act transparent. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my goal. It's like, I'm just a guy who's trying to teach people how to code. Like, I'm not trying to show off or show you that I'm smart or something. Again, like my goal is like teach people. Sometimes I get caught up with the numbers and the views and the subscribers, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I just want people to learn how to code because I think coding's cool, and I just want other people to learn how to code as well. Randomly finding this channel when searching for how to begin a tech startup. I'm trying to create a new dating app based on things I learned on the AI course. Yeah, I'd probably just use like the T3 stack and watch some tutorials about how to use that and just go from there. You should host a cheap Minecraft server. I'll donate to keep it running. Yeah, community Minecraft server. I mean, I probably would never join just because I just don't have as much time to like play games or join or anything, but I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I love doing that multiplayer socket game. It was so much fun. Yeah, DevOps directive. I remember joining in and like talking about like how can I use Kubernetes for Minecraft? That was like a year ago, wasn't it? What is your Discord username? Oh, sorry. Let's see. Sometimes you can be good. Do I still edit myself? Yeah, I still edit the videos myself. I just watch through them at 2x speed. Just cut out the parts where I clear my throat. I don't know why, but I clear my throat all the time when I'm recording videos. When I'm on a live stream, I tend to do pretty well. Well, when I'm recording a video, like I'm constantly clearing my throat or like messing up the way I speak. I don't know if like I feel like I need to like be on top of it when I do a live stream, but I feel like I can speak normally during a live stream, but during my own videos, I just like I gotta edit them, man. It's crazy. What do you use for videos on the MacBook Air? I use something called Shotcut. It's like a free open source video editing software. Hey, it's interesting. Did I post a link to DevOps Directive channel? I don't think I did I? YouTube. I might have posted a link to your channel already, but here you go. You guys go check out DevOps Directive. He has a lot of like DevOps related things. Docker, like he does some Terraform. It's good stuff. You ever need to learn more of that stuff and just kind of get exposed to how like larger enterprises deploy their systems, go check them out. Yeah, you gotta. I wish you'd publish more videos, but I understand like you're probably getting paid way more money just like working for companies because I believe you're a consultant, right? So it's kind of hard to make videos that bring you in like $5 from AdSense versus you can work an hour and make like, I don't even know how much you make, but I'm sure it's like a lot of money. Using any component library for Tailwind. No one says teaching pays well. It surely doesn't. I mean, you can if you become really, if you get a lot of viewers and subscribers, like you can make a course and make a decent, like livable wage. But I think even the people who have like 500,000 subs or like 1,000,000 subs, they can make a course and spend like months making it. And they could probably make a decent amount of money, but I don't know if it'll ever compare to being like a full, like a senior engineer at a big company in the US. Like I think you're always going to get paid a decently amount more just doing that. I could be wrong though. Especially in the tech industry. I think there's other YouTubers who are like in the entertainment industry. They probably make a lot of money, but for people making like coding tutorials, you can make a lot of money from sponsorships, I guess. That's besides the point. Yeah, StarCraft project was fun. I just, at some point, I just played too much StarCraft. And I'm like, dude, I can't play StarCraft anymore. It's just too stressful. It's just stressing me out. And like, it's getting me angry. It's the one game that when I lose in StarCraft, I literally get like my blood boiling. I get pissed. And I'm like, I gotta stop playing this. I think it's really good at exercising like your skills, like your critical thinking and fast thinking. But at some point, I just had to uninstall it. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I remember using Spring like years ago, and I don't really remember how it was. Tom does. Okay, I just started learning Express. Should I learn JavaScript or do TypeScript? I would use TypeScript if you feel like you're good enough at TypeScript personally. What is your favorite web development project that you worked on, and what were some of the challenges you faced when building it? That's actually a good question. The coolest project that I worked on professionally was we were given the task, me and one other developer, it's just a team of 2 people. We had to basically build a system where people can scan in their Scantron like bubble sheets. So imagine it's like you give a bunch of tests to students, they bubble in their answers, and then they scan in the sheet. We had to build a system that takes those scan images, uploads them to S3, and then processes them as fast as possible using like parallel processing on Amazon Lambdas. And then we had to do image, what's it called? Like sift detection. Let me go look up the terms. Image sift. Like we brought in OpenCV to do like sift feature extraction to basically compare the scanned image. We did OCR in various places of the page to make sure that we're like comparing the scanned image against like a template. And then we have to do like some type of image transformations because sometimes a scanner would like scan it in sideways and stuff. And we had to like rotate it and morph the image that was scanned in to map over one that was templated. And then we had to basically write an algorithm to look at all the different regions that had like bubble areas, find the bubble that had the darkest shade because sometimes people would bubble stuff in and erase it. And we had to write that algorithm to figure out like what do they oh, am I getting a phone call? Hold on. Who's this? Oh, it's my wife. Give me a second. All right, switching my face. That's the only issue with recording off your phone is that when someone calls you, it like switches it. Hopefully that didn't give out a phone number to my wife. It just said the beautiful baby, right? Actually, I don't think it said anything. I think it was cut off. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, the Scantron thing. I'm kind of glad that project never actually went anywhere. I think we ended up just like canning that project and moving on because I was very hesitant about me and one other developer doing all that work on something that we literally had no experience doing. Like I was literally reading research papers and like trying to read OpenCV like blog posts to understand how to do this type of work. And I was very, very scared that like we'd be getting people's answers incorrect. I mean, we had tons of tests over the logic and the algorithm and stuff, but at the same time, I feel like we were trying to tackle something that's way over our league. Like this is PhD level of like image processing that neither of us had. I mean, we had the Amazon chops to like do all the parallel processing and like that type of stuff, the fan out and fan in. But as far as the image processing part, yeah, that was kind of scary. I don't think that project ever went anywhere, but it was the funnest project I've ever worked on professionally. Let me text my wife real quick and tell her that she can pick me up if they're gonna go get some food. I don't know if she'll get my text. I should probably just try calling her. Okay, cool. It just had a name, no number. Have you ever tried mobile development? Yeah, so my wife took my children to a event where like a bunch of kids were playing at a thing. So now that she's done with that, I'm gonna tell her to pick me up if she can. So let me actually call her. I might just wrap this stream up. I mean, I've been streaming for like 2 hours now. What inspired you to pursue a career in web development and what advice? I just really liked building websites. Like I just thought the idea that you can build a website that anyone in the world could access, like that was cool. Back in when I first started the code, yeah, like desktop apps are okay, but like the fact that anyone can just go to a URL and like use your application, that was really, really interesting to me. That's where that's where I really wanted to get into web development. Yeah, I need to put this in airplane mode. I totally forgot. It just had okay, have you ever tried mobile? Nope, I have not tried mobile development before. What is the best free development method to show off your personal projects? I mean, like creating APIs and deploying them. I mean, I'll just make like a full stack project. That's like the best way that you can show off. But I think the idea is like in an interview, you want to feel confident about talking about something that you built. And that is like why I think you should build a larger scale project, because you're going to hit a bunch of stuff that you have to figure out and debug yourself. Yeah. Can you tell us about your free time hobbies? I mean, it's just sometimes playing games, sometimes working out, playing with my children, hanging out with my wife. Sometimes we'll watch movies. Sometimes we just hang out and don't say a word to each other, but we're just chilling on like the couch together, doing our own things. And then I used to do a lot of rock climbing. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you all for joining. Hope you guys enjoyed this little impromptu stream. And I should be streaming on Sunday, maybe. We'll see. I'm not too sure. But I'll get back into the coding stuff on Sunday. And we'll maybe just do some more T3 stack development together. All right. Have a good day. Happy coding. And